We're here at the Grand Traverse Pie Company on a Super Bowl Sunday, which basically, as a Lions fan, meaningless to me. I don't give a rip who wins this game. Coach Keyton Crawford here. We're here every Sunday at the Grand Traverse Pie Company. We got a lot to talk about. We'll talk a little bit of the Super Bowl, but more so than that, talk about college basketball. A Big Ten career tying 353 wins for Coach Tom Izzo as Michigan State. They're down, what, 14, 16, 14? They come back and they bury the Oregon Ducks, who are now in a 5-game skid. 10-point win. They had the 2000 team back there. Jay Ridge, seen his kid play. Jace Richardson. Yeah, 29 points. He was absolutely terrific. So we had this little simulcast going on because on Fox, Michigan State was playing Oregon at noon. So I watched that halftime. Then I did the kind of split, dual TVs in Crawford Indoor Stadium. I had to go monitor one, Michigan, Indiana. They jump out to an 18-point lead and do what they always do. They surrendered that lead in completion down to 0. And they held on to beat the Hoosiers.
Hey, as long as you
but
win.
They're not with Michigan State.
On the road, too.
And this Big Ten race is going to be crazy. But I'm going to give you a little tip here. Watch out for the UCLA Bruins, who with 4 losses in the Big Ten, because everybody else is playing everybody. I mean, Michigan is playing Purdue once, Michigan State one more time, Michigan State twice. The same thing. They're all playing each other. But UCLA only has to play one of those, I think. Maybe Purdue. I don't know how that plays out. But watch out for the Bruins. They've won 7 in a row. That is one hot team yesterday in college basketball. Mick Cronin, the dude that we ripped, we tore apart for throwing his team under the bus. It worked. They still won in 2 games, but it worked.
Yes, he knew what he was talking about.
So, okay, so with that being said, was it a good move that he did? Or would you not still have done it in the way you
I don't. I am not a fan of. I'm definitely one that I will take all the hits.
Well, he gave everybody the hits except himself.
Yeah, no.
He said he was the only one that brought. It was a very unique thing. This was after the Michigan game in early January.
I don't work like that. No, but when we get in the
But I like his
locker
results.
room, no question. I'll get back in the locker room though. I'll let you know, because the coach ain't playing the game.
Yeah.
He's not out there rebounding or playing defense or missing layups or turn the ball over.
It's true. Wasn't working. Sweat.
Yeah. So, but in the public, I'm not one to throw my team under the bus.
But they dropped 2 and then they've been ripping them off, and UCLA has got it cooking. But hey, hats off to Michigan State and Michigan. This Big Ten race. I keep telling you, this is what gets us through the winter here in the Midwest in Big Ten country. It's college basketball. I mean, it would drive me insane if I didn't have that. I mean, it's cold out. I mean, this ground outside is like a frozen tundra. Thaw, freeze. It's like when you're walking to foster school as a kid, and the light kids could walk on the snow because they wouldn't fall through. They stay on top. It was like a game. Heavier kids, like Coach Keyton, he couldn't do that.
Skating on the unshoveled sidewalk.
Big Gel's going on. He's going on the sidewalk because that crust could not keep Carry up above the surface. He was going down. Straight down. And that's the kind of snow we got.
But I had the good boots. So I could walk in there and let it go down. My feet were still going.
You were going to fight. You were walking to Allen?
Allen Street.
Allen Street, man.
Allen Street.
South of Kalamazoo, man. Woo!
Allen and Maho.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Yeah. Those were good old days. Now kids are soft and they don't walk on the snow.
They don't walk anywhere.
They get dropped off. I'm looking over here at Donnelly or over here at all these elementary schools in East Lansing. Pick one. Yeah, pick one. Marvel. They're all this line going a mile freaking long. What happened with kids walking to school? Come on, man. Come on. You can do better than that.
I have to admit, I was in that line because my kids don't live in these things.
Oh,
so
I know. I understand.
But
I'm
no,
just
those lines they're unreal.
They're unreal.
Unreal.
Yeah. Okay, back to the basketball. Michigan State dropped 2 in a row, but now they got Indiana, where he's break bottom nights record. How appropriate is that? And then they got to go to Illinois. So as we're looking up the Nick, I mean, Illinois is a freak show. I mean, they're just a perfect mix of good and bad.
And so which game? Who shows up for those guys?
Yeah. But it's in Champaign. It's a payback.
The Orange Crush will be ready.
Yeah, they will. So, your thoughts on that? What do you think's going to happen? Are you going to grab 2?
They'll get the Indiana win, I believe, because they play without Fears and Booker yesterday. So
that's people forget that. Yeah, but which opened the door for Jace Richardson.
Absolutely. Which I mean, it allowed Jace Richardson to go for 30 instead of 15, whatever.
Yeah. He got more minutes. It's all about the minutes.
And it'd be kind of hard to keep him coming off the bench now. However, coming off the bench with that second unit, and he's getting 15.
It doesn't matter if you get your minutes. I mean,
exactly. And in crunch time, he's in the game.
Michigan's. I mean, they're going to have Roddy Gale come off the bench now because they made a switch. Ruben Jones in there started. So sometimes you have to do it. And if you're getting 24 to 28 minutes, who gives a shit?
Just get them.
Get them in. Some guys can come off the bench, see the game, evaluate the game, figure out how their role is gonna fulfill that game, leverage that the most they can for their team.
100%.
Yeah.
And the guys like him with the high basketball IQ and the like Coach had talked about, the team aspect of these guys, they're locked into the team. They don't because they can.
Yeah. See, it's interesting point you brought up about their DNA and things like that because Jason Richardson, outstanding NBA player. He did whole 9 yards, and former Spartan and everything. And you have his background with Jace following that, and then with Michigan, you have a kid named Justin Pippen, who is Scottie Pippen's son. Okay, he comes from LA. You could just tell this instinctive basketball smarts that these kids have.
Sure.
It's part of their makeup that you can't teach. It's being around the game at that level. You can truly tell.
They figure things out before
quicker.
It's one of those things where like he might look over to Coach Izzo, or he might look over to Dusty May, and all it is a
I mean, I think Jace Richards is a very intelligent player, and I think Justin Pippen is a really smart player too.
I was lucky enough to have that connection with not my
kid,
but with a young man played for me, Chad Foster, who played 4 years for me at Everett. After his started for me as a freshman, and after about midway through his sophomore year, it almost was like all I had to do is say, yell out and field Chad, and he had all
processed.
Well, we were just in tune with each other that well.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's truly a beautiful thing too when you're on that age with your like Izzo with maybe probably with Richardson, where they understand what you're really trying to convey. Fears is that way. He's getting better, just being a younger guy, but Richardson is just special player.
He truly is.
And unfortunately, he might not be there very long.
Well, that's you can't look at. I mean, you can't worry about stuff like that. I call it every year is a one-off. You start over. That's college basketball.
Yeah, for sure.
So I can't even worry about it. Football's got a little more structure moving forward. Although you got the portal that's victimizing you all the time. Ask the Nebraska Cornhuskers, who are now going to have their spring game not televised.
Yeah, well, I read that and
then I heard that you're not going to have it at all. I'm not sure what the correct version is.
I agree with that. I even said to some of our guys in our sparring dog thing, like, hey, why? I mean, what does it do? I mean, the only thing like it really make a huge difference.
Helps morale for kids. I mean, sometimes the only time to hit the field.
Well, you know what? Like I said, times changing.
Yeah.
Well, your NILs and your transfer portals and all.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We have to change as well.
That's true.
So maybe you make the last scrimmage for parents, friends and family kind of thing. No cameras, no videos, whatever. And like I suggested, I think Michigan State last year fell on the same day as the Izzo run.
Yeah.
So do that and then have a fan fest after. The people can come in
There
and
you go.
pictures and autographs and blah blah blah. But I don't need to see them until in the fall.
That's right.
That's what it matters.
Yeah.
Spring games don't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
But
Matters to
they got
them.
to put the work in the summer.
Yeah,
I mean,
matters
yeah.
to them.
Yeah, matters.
So-
yeah. So two big games for this Tuesday, this Peacock stuff. Monday, Michigan. I'm going down to Purdue game. That's a huge game. Michigan taking on Purdue, both tied with 2 losses, I think. Yeah, Purdue's got a half game lead, and that's at 7 o'clock. Thankfully, from my standpoint. And then 9 o'clock, the people that come in the other direction, like suburban Detroit going up to Breslin, that's at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday night. I mean, that's crazy. You're gonna get on 1 in the morning.
They hadn't even recovered from Super Bowl Sunday yet, and then they gotta stay up
But
late.
that's
to
just the
watch.
way of the world. And for the people that like to flip, like Kerry Keaton, and you're on Peacock, you can't flip. You gotta stream it again every time.
We'll be watching. What's that, Tuesday?
Tuesday, 7 and 9 o'clock, respectively.
I think Mr. Irrational will be on that night.
Respectively. Respectively. Not respectfully.
That's late. That's late.
Okay, I want to touch on 2 more items. This high school game I went to, you were not there. I thought you might be there. It was packed.
I was in there in spirit
You were there in spirit.
with NFHS where they screwed the camera up, so I missed the ending of the JV game, which was exciting, right down to the last minute.
EL won that game.
Cut off at 19 seconds, so they get to finish that. Thank you, appreciate that. So
The guy's pissed off because he missed the last 19 seconds of a junior varsity game.
Hey,
You know-
I was invested.
Don't sweat the small stuff, my
I
friend.
was invested. But I must shout out John Young. And I found out today, former assistant baseball coach at Michigan State, who was the AD at Howell.
Yeah.
I was watching, couldn't make it. I had some things I had to do yesterday.
Okay.
So I couldn't watch the district wrestling tournament
Okay.
at
That's sad.
Howell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the camera gets turned off for some reason.
Uh-huh.
Right before semis.
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
Yeah.
What the heck?
You're pacing around the room.
I'm like, okay. I text my man, TJ Foster, head coach at Everett. Hey, T, camera's not working.
What, did he FaceTime you? What did he do?
No, I just texted.
Oh.
And he said, hold on, coach, I'll go talk. He goes and talks to the Howell coach.
Uh-huh.
Coach, the camera's not working, whatever. The Howell coach goes and talks
Wow.
to the AD, John Young. Shout out, my man. 5 minutes later, camera's back on.
There you go.
Carries back in
So you
effect.
have to
shout out.
leverage your connections in life
No question. No
to get
question.
things done. Yeah.
So shout out to Howell Athletics for getting that done so I could watch.
Lynette?
And
Okay, back to this game. The great environment. East Lansing wins 62-60. These 2 teams are a couple of Donnybrooks all right in the regular season. East Lansing's going to win the CWAC Blue, but I have to say, more importantly, you want to go through the tournament, right? So they're going to meet in the district. It's going to be at East Lansing now. You know these 2 teams will meet in the championship.
shoot.
If that's the way it lays out, which I'm sure it does. Although there should be more seating, in my opinion.
Well, they'll be number 1 seed or whether it be
Yeah,
two, so.
yeah, they'll see it that way. Okay, but moving forward, I mean, it should be in the same district, is what I'm saying. It's crazy. They should meet later on, but that's gonna be a tough time to beat. But Waverly is really.
But I mean, but right now, it almost really doesn't matter because you still got Mason and Oakland that's going to hold for that district. So that's going to be tough to say too. But Grand Ledge just beat Oakland.
No, I think Okemos is a step down. Waverly and East Lansing are the cream of the crop.
Oh, no question.
And this was very cool because it was East Side, West Side. Okay, so when I was growing up, you had the Lansing Public Schools, which I went to, and they were all thriving. We all had 2,000 kids, 600-700 in class. It was crazy.
Absolutely.
Glory days, baby boomers. Okay, but then you had these fringe schools. You had on the fringe. You had East Lansing, all the rich kids over here, all white, maybe 1 or 2 blacks in whole school. Then you had Waverly. So that
Predominantly white at that time.
they were all white.
For the most part.
It was all white, and look, maybe
Had a couple.
up higher up echelon, Delta Township. I don't know if it was White Hills like East Lansing, but
it wasn't the line workers at GM. It was the upper management.
yeah, upper management.
Black folks.
Yes,
that
there
lives
you
in
go.
Waverly.
There you go.
So
And now you got schools, so now everybody's got a mix, which is very cool. But I tell you, that environment on Friday night was like a throwback.
Oh, you can feel
Abby?
it through
It
the you can feel it
reminded
through
me
the
of
computer.
when Cha-Cha Tucker was playing at Eastern.
Sure, with the
And
Dante.
Yeah, that would have been in the
Sexton.
winter of 2011. That's the most I've seen that gym rocking, where you're 3 and 4 deep around the rail, and which
yeah.
is nice about the East Lansing gym, unlike Okemos, where you cap it because you can't. There's no place to stand. I just thought it was great, but it was a lot of fun.
It's almost too bad that the district, the Eastern doesn't. Eastern's not hosting that district.
Well, is Eastern hosting their anything? The quarter?
What did Tennessee hosting it? Regional maybe?
I don't know. I know we got to find that out. Or I thought it was Mason Mason's hosting
He
the
said
quarter.
Eastern's hosting something. So,
Or Mason's hosting a regional. I don't know what it is. We got to find out. We got to find out before next week. So,
district would have been nice.
but kudos to those kids. They played hard.
Yeah, it was a great,
It was
exciting
vibrant.
game,
Waverly
back
had half the gym.
and forth. Because they had
I mean,
every,
they had half the gym.
They
That
had
was
every reason to
disappointing
quit
from an
too.
East Lansing standpoint. What?
They had every reason to quit too. But East Lansing had them down 10.
Oh, yeah.
They just battled right back. And
Yeah.
The 3-point play by my boy Pendergrass that tied it up. And now I don't know why they had a foul to give and then fouled with like that. I didn't understand that.
I agree with that.
Because then, if they go to the basket, which they're going to do,
Yeah.
they're going to shoot free shots to win the game. And
Well, I mean,
that's what
Waverly had
happened.
a 3-ball at that big kid
Yeah.
for the win. I mean, he had a good look. He's square. His shoulders are square. I mean, that could have gone down.
Jace, Harris, Malone, one of those guys would have been shooting. I like Pendergrass, had a great game, but Harris or Malone would have been taking that last shot with me.
Okay. Says Coach Keyton. Okay. Lastly, let's move over to the Super Bowl. Do you give a shit? Who cares? Who wins?
I just want to see a good game.
I'd like to see a good game.
You know, people forget that if Jalen Hurts doesn't hit his knee on the ball and coughs someone up for the scoop and score, he might beat the Chiefs that game.
Yeah.
And, you know,
But you know what? It's interesting. You know, all these Super Bowls, and I know people have Super Bowl parties and all this stuff, and I've never really been into that. And I don't like all the build-up and all that crap. I want to watch the game, okay? And you know, but I'm not passionate about the game because the Lions have never been involved in it. But you know what's worse for me, Kerry, is these last 2 years, they've been on the doorstep.
they're close.
Especially last year. And then this year when, you know, and they were besieged by injuries. I mean, but they get beat by the Commanders and they don't get to the NFC title game. It's even I'm less engaged because I'm kind of have this sour taste in my mouth.
Sure.
So today's Super Bowl, whenever it starts, 6:20, whatever it is, you know, it's just there, and because it's the event, and I'll watch it, and it's football. But what's your attitude about watching?
I love football. So
Well, of course
I'm going to be invested. Just
You're going to look at
because-
things technology-wise, and you
Well,
know,
they
that,
got
you know,
all the
schematically
different-
and whatever.
And I'm just excited because how good a defense the Eagles have.
Hey, Brandon Graham is back. 55. He's back. The Wolverines.
Good for him.
He's a dude, man. 36 years old.
Great number. Great number.
Yeah, he's got the double nickel
So-
number, like Gary Key.
Hey, good for him. So
Yeah.
I mean, and he, you know,
So I guess I want the Eagles. Whoever has the most Michigan players.
I think that the Eagles, as long as they can, once again, it all comes down to turnover.
Mike
Even
Dana
more
plays for
so,
the Chiefs. What?
got to take care of the football.
Yeah.
And if
Yep.
the Eagles could do that with their defense and the running game,
Well, hey, if you have a consistent running game where you can run play action and you don't have to throw when you have to throw and you have a great defense, you are going to be in the game. I don't care who you're playing, and I don't care how lucky that freaking team is, and I don't care how fortunate that team is when it comes to crucial officiating decisions, which a la hello Kansas City Chiefs. So one of these times, this luck is going to run out, don't you think? And it could be today.
Right.
So go Eagles.
I
Fly,
think-
Eagles, fly.
Right. I think the Eagles, you know, EAGL. I just watched The Invincible last night again.
You did.
I love that. It's for Pally, man.
I watched 48 hours.
So-
What the hell?
I'm excited for the game. I love to watch. I think Patrick Mahomes is amazing. I love watching him
I'm
play.
not denying that.
And
He's a wizard.
I just hope that Eagles take care of the ball so it could really come down to the fourth quarter, last 5-6 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Hey, let the best people
Like
play.
an Adam Venturi field goal, one of those kind of walk-off wins. You like,
even overtime, maybe.
yeah, there you go.
But I think the Eagles can get it done.
Okay. Well, I do too. So we both think the Eagles are good. I think they're going to win.
I like the defense of the run.
If I was a bet man, which I'm not, I would pick the Eagles. I have nothing to do with points. I just think they're going to win.
Yeah,
All right.
I do too. I do.
All right.
I like it.
And you're wearing green for that reason. All right. For Coach Keyton, I'm Tom Crawford here at Grand Traverse Pie Company. Go out to our YouTube page, Tom's Take Community, all one word, and subscribe to us. Really appreciate you doing that.
Absolutely.
You get all our content, all the stuff that we do out throughout the week. So until next time,
Go green.
go blue.